These are all glass vases, but this one costs over $1,000, this one's 500, and these are all under 100. Not to mention these mugs are 50 bucks, but these very similar ones are over 120. I think this confuses everyone sometimes because it's not always clear why something costs so much more than something else. So, how are products actually priced? As a designer who prices my own products, the typical rule of thumb is 3 to 5 times your production cost, which might seem like a lot, but that has to cover your production, shipping, packaging, and all your other business costs and still leave room for a profit. Not to mention, if you're selling in stores, your wholesale price is typically half of your retail price, so you have to build in enough margin to account for that if you want to sell in stores. But I digress, that could be a whole other video. Back to our original example, pricing basically comes down to three factors: material, difficulty, and branding. First, material. This vase simply uses more glass. Despite being around the same size, more expensive products just tend to use more material. They're weightier, which means the shipping costs along the way are more expensive, and that compounds. And we could get into it's probably a more expensive type of glass or a more expensive color to produce, but I'm not an expert in glass, so we're not going to go there. For difficulty, this stainless steel vase is $80, while these are both $200, but we can see that a lot more development had to go into the manufacturing of these two than this. And branding. We can all understand that. This can be $300 because it's made by Iittala, a Finnish design house famous for its glass work. So you're paying for history, expertise, cachet, and in this case, also a famous design. The final piece of the puzzle is a little bit of psychology, because sometimes if you underprice an object, it feels less valuable and the consumer doesn't want it. So you have to find the sweet spot for your product.